And we do have a birthmark for Anna.
Great.
Anna LJ.
Okay. All right, here we are. We're moving along. So,
In our automobile.
yeah. So, Vera, we have a heat wave here today.
Oh my goodness, it's just a cool 103.
Yeah. Tomorrow, 111.
Is it tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yes. So, yeah. Pretty hot here. Hello, Purple Blaze. We're happy you joined us today. Okay, so we are going to jump into our topic today.
But first, don't we want to subscribe, like,
Comment and share.
there you go.
Share the
We always
wealth.
forget to say that.
Yeah. Hi, Nana. Hi, Sammy.
Hi, Nana and Sammy and Purple Blaze.
Oh, we had a really nice spiritual gathering last weekend.
Oh, it was so. Dylan too.
Yeah.
We're going
he
to
was
coerce him to be
yes,
on the show.
We would love for Dylan to be here with us.
Yeah.
And it was
It
so
was
interesting
awesome.
too because we were talking and then all of a sudden our asthma canvas right here, our mother God canvas
Fell.
Yeah, she fell on us. We took it as a good thing, like a message. Out of the blue, it just fell.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat. But yeah, so we wanted to talk a little bit about somebody whose name is very much in the news right now because of this documentary that just came out.
Hi, Sharon.
That's called House of Hammer on
Discovery.
Boy, did we discover some serious, intense information in this story. Wow. Okay, so before we talk about this story, we definitely want to let everybody watching know that, this is a trigger warning for anybody
Yes.
who might be triggered by post-traumatic stress from, assault, sexual, assault and all that kind of thing. Trigger warning, because this is
Yeah.
quite a story. But, yeah, so Armie...
And there is no judgment
Oh, of course.
because it was kind of brought up that we were judging people. And it's not judgment, it's just our opinion. It doesn't mean
Right.
that you have to agree with it. Obviously, you have your
Right.
own mind kind of thing. It's just that's what we see, that's what I saw kind of thing. And
Exactly.
it's not up to us to judge, it's just the actions of whoever it is.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what the other side has told us, is that it's not judging the soul. We can judge the actions. Yes, the actions, the act, not the soul.
Right.
So
Hi, Stephanie.
that's how we learn. But we're definitely not being judgmental.
Aloha, boy.
It's sharing and revealing information
Eric
that we
and
can all learn
Roxanne.
from. Yay, all our friends.
Yay.
Hi, Stephanie. Did you already see Stephanie?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah. So, Armie
Hi, Lori.
Hammer is an actor. And he is actually, maybe we'll start off with his great-great-grandfather. It's kind of where the story really starts.
Kind of, yeah.
Right? So, Armand, actually it all starts with Julius Hammer, but his son he named is Armand. He was
Let's
really,
not confuse people, yes.
Yeah.
Let's keep it to the ones that are involved.
Yes. Okay. So he is the head of the Armand Hammer Baking Company.
Well, it's not baking, it's petroleum.
Baking soda. Yeah, well, he was an oil.
Right.
Yeah, the petroleum.
But I think
company,
they have offshoots.
which is yeah, because whenever I think of Armie Hammer, that's what I think
Exactly.
of is the baking soda. But anyway, so God, what a story.
I know, where do you start?
Yeah, where do you start? So he made a ton of money. He was actually named because his father was really like into the communist, the Russian thing with
He
the
was trying
arm.
to bring communism to America.
Right, and that's why he named him Armand, because of the arm and the hammer of the Russian symbol. And so this man here was extremely wealthy. And
God, look at those eyes. Oh.
yes, and so a lot of the story
Hi,
really
Ashley.
begins with him. And gosh, let's see.
I know Chrissy took notes.
I
I was
took
kind of in and out.
a lot of notes. But yeah, so he had a lot of money. He gave a lot of money to different political figures. He had a lot of parties, rubbing shoulders with like Prince Charles and the royalty and everything. And then he also, there was a lot of taping, like recording conversations. So it turned into like this blackmail thing where he could collect on favors and so forth.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then he had a son, and his son had Michael, which is Armie's father. And Michael grew up with his father at this estate where there was a lot of partying and
because they were divorced. His mother and father were divorced.
Were divorced. Yeah, Michael.
He has a sister.
A sister named Casey. She's very much in the documentary because she was revealing. She brought.
Well, she's the one that started the documentary.
Right. Yeah. She revealed so much information about their family.
Right.
And
yeah, those eyes are creepy.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit. I'm just kind of giving you a backdrop of the men in the family line, because Michael's son is Armie. And what happened was there is a woman named Courtney, and she was revealing that she and Armie were dating. And when they were texting with each other, he would send her a lot of texts that were pretty sexually.
They were horrifying.
They were horrifying.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because it was talking about, it's almost like torture sex stuff, and talking about her being like his slave, and bringing up ropes and all these things that he wanted to do.
He was into some Japanese form of, how do you say
kind
that?
of
BDSM?
something, yeah,
something like that.
something like that.
I think I said it right.
But even at that, it's consensual, right?
Well, that's the difference that
Right.
we're going to talk about, because
Right.
with, I guess, how do you say traditional bondage? I don't know. But from what this one woman was saying in the documentary that is aware of bondage, that it's consensual.
Right.
You have to really trust the person that you are doing this with. There has to be safe words or something, she said.
Right.
Something like that. So you know when you're going over what you agreed to or something. And that's not what these men were about.
Right, exactly. And so
It was not consensual.
So yeah, so Courtney was dating Armie, and so he was saying all these things, and then she said he had called her 22 times in one day. He was really angry that she wasn't there.
She was trying to leave him.
She was trying to leave him, right? Because when they went on this trip together for, I think it was 3 weeks or something like that. I think it was their first time together. He stopped in at this, I think it was some hardware store to get ropes, and it really scared her. They just happened to be out of rope.
Thank you, Lori. She's so sweet. She always tells people to hit the like button.
Oh, thank you. So, yeah, okay. So she tries to break up with him because obviously she was pretty freaked out.
She did something. He did something to her that she would not reveal. It was too painful.
Right.
It was horrifying.
Yeah. Intimately.
Yeah.
Let's just say. So he started stalking her, and then I guess she thought, oh, maybe he's not so bad. He's this celebrity, or whatever it is, that these different things that she was thinking, okay, maybe I'll give him another chance, because he wanted her to meet his mom. So she's thinking, oh, this is going somewhere.
But there were some things that he sent to her while they were courting, if you want to say it that way, that were like, what? And she would put a heart emoji.
Right.
So that was kind of confusing, but she thought he was playing around.
Right.
That he didn't really, I don't know, because I kind of saw it in and out.
Yeah. Well, then, unfortunately, she decided, okay, well, I'll give him another chance. And because she did meet his mom, and then they went on this next trip. And that trip was when he had these ropes. And he put on this really creepy music, she said, and she got very, it was just really, really abusive, traumatic. Just sounded kind of torturous, actually.
Yeah.
It wasn't consensual. She was really freaked out, really scared. She said that he wanted total control and for her not to have any body autonomy, her own. There's no boundaries or anything, and that's when she left. Now.
And that's when he called her 22 times.
Yeah. Now this isn't the only person.
Yeah.
There were others, and this other gal, her name was Julia. She was saying that he was texting her about he wanted her to be his personal pet, and he was telling Courtney, like the text that you were just talking about, that he was going to, bite her and all these things that they were going to do,
and he was taking pictures of her building, so that she knew that he was there.
He was going to go up to her place and all this stuff. And then it started coming out more texts to these other women. They started seeing each other online.
And he played the same music for all of them.
And
that creepy music.
Took that the next girl Paige to the same place, and you could see her online with all these bruises and all these things were happening. It was really bad. Well, as some of you might know, because this is the part that really captures people's attention online, is that then there's these texts that the women are showing that he sent them about him wanting to basically be a cannibal. And so it's really disturbing. Like we said, trigger warnings just so everybody knows. But Paige was saying he wanted to take her rib. He was trying to find a doctor that would remove her bottom ribs because she wouldn't need them, according to him, so that they could have a barbecue. So it's just really, really, really disturbing. Yeah. We just wanted to give you an idea. This is
you can watch it yourself because we're not going to go into detail.
No, we're not going to go into detail because there is so much more. I mean, it was like, it just reminded me of how this earth really is hell. I mean, because our home is the other side, and we come in, and this is where there is evil. There's negativity. There's illness. Bad things happen to children. This is where we work through our lessons and everything. But when you hear things like that, it's like, wow, this is seriously, it's this time frame right now is really good that we are in this age of revelation, so that more people can know about this line, this family line.
And it said too that so everybody knows, he was in rehab for 9 months, and they're saying that he's doing great. But then you hear from his friends and other people, and they're saying that's just hogwash. They're just trying, I guess his PR people are trying to make it like he's all better now.
Right, right.
And publicity stunt.
And it's really interesting because it's not just him. I mean, his father was boasting about a lot of really bad things for years, and until he got married, and then his father, killed his own friend, and
it's just.
I mean, I won't even go. There's so much we could tell you, but it's.
Well, who was it? Was it the aunt that said if you ever watched the show? I think it's on. I can't remember where it's on, Apple TV or something. It's called Succession. She said it's Succession 1,000 times more.
Right.
So, and Succession is pretty bad.
Yeah, and it's pretty amazing that Casey, Armie's aunt, survived this ordeal of being in this family. Amazing, strong soul that she survived this.
And women were discarded in the family.
Yes, they certainly were.
They were there to serve a purpose, and that's it.
And also, I mean, I feel like, we want to recognize too, Courtney and Julia and Paige and Effie, these women that went through this as his ex-girlfriends, because they are being viciously talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, things that some people are saying anonymously, because that's how people can comment without having to face a person and say bad things. But it's just like, that is amazing strength for them to come out and reveal this, because you can tell when someone is being genuine or not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, many of us know about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation and how we felt about her testimony. You feel it, you see it, it just clicks. Body language, right? The whole thing. But with these women, it's just, you can just feel.
Well, they were trying to give people a chance.
Right.
Like, it's like, well, no, maybe they meant this, and, you know, I'm going to give them another chance. And that's the road they chose.
Right.
And it's to learn lessons, it's to help other people, because they came out bravely enough.
Yes,
because they didn't have
exactly.
to. I mean, it's some of the stuff that, I can't remember which one, was saying that was so challenging for her to even bring up.
Right.
You know, and yeah, it made her look like, well, didn't she realize? Because hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah.
You know, you're watching it going, oh, I wouldn't have done that.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
we do when we look back on our lives.
Yeah.
Because we've learned all these things from what we traveled down that road, and we can't know unless we travel down the road. So it's very challenging, but, you know, it's the strength and the bravery to try to also help others so that they don't get hurt by the situation. Yeah. And so one of the things that was very interesting, and I don't know, should I point this out now or wait till after you talk about their past life?
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's different, huh?
Yeah.
Point this
Well,
out now.
sure, because we'll talk about it
Okay.
after.
So it was just interesting that Armie had texted Courtney. One of the things that he had said was about, oh no, it wasn't Courtney, it was Paige, that he wanted to recreate some type of sexual thing. I don't know if it was a torturous thing or what, but that he would be basically Caligula.
He goes, I am Caligula. That's what he said. I read that part. Because I'm like,
So-
oh, no.
Yeah. So, you know, we're wondering, was this family line, some of these gentlemen, were they in a past life together? Were these women? Did they know Armie in a past life? Was there a connection there?
Well, the past life that I got, and it was basically for Armand. And he's, the middle one. So he's the one that really, in this past life, because it was in the 1500s, 1600s, something like that. But it was like he was in the trade business, and he was in England, Armand. I guess the grandfather.
Okay.
And Michael was also there. The aunt was also there, Michael's sister, and also Armie was in that past life.
Okay.
So in that past life, let's see, the aunt was actually Armand's first wife in the past life.
Wow.
In
That's
this past life.
interesting.
Yeah, and his son Michael, the guy over there, he was his first mate, I guess you call it. I don't know who's the one that's right next to the captain.
The first mate.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
So
you're
he
right.
was the first mate because they were always traveling, back and forth. But eventually they found themselves in Japan, and that's where. Let's see, what did I say? Armie. Oh, Armie was his son. That's right. He was Armand's son. So Armand, whenever he started trading with Japan, he really made them think that he was really trying to help the country. Was trying to bring different things that they didn't have, that England had, to make it more modern. I guess, I don't know, 1500 isn't that modern, but he would bring some stuff in to make it better for the Japanese people. And he was right in with whoever was in charge at that time. I don't know who was in charge. Yeah, so he actually, he tricked them to think that he was really a good guy, and he always had an ulterior motive. It was something that it was, when he was making money, it was for him. He would eventually get it all. Somehow he would
Wow.
find a way.
This is interesting
Yeah.
because this is that's so similar to what he did in this life.
Okay.
Because he was doing that with these foreign
Yeah.
lands, these
Yeah.
foreign countries and so forth.
And whoever this guy was that was in charge in Japan, really, of course, took a liking to him because he was bringing a lot of money in, and a lot of different things. So they made Armand into actually a high-ranking something in, I don't think it was in the court, but it was like something that gave him honor. I don't know what it is. And it brought a lot of money. And then that's where it kind of all started, because then he was introduced to geisha, even though he perverted it. It wasn't like what he was shown in Japan. He took it to a different level than what he learned. I don't know if there was houses they would go to, like a geisha house. I don't know. I'm not privy to that. And yeah. So what they would do is they would take some of the women on their trips, like back to England.
Oh no.
And they would do whatever and then throw them overboard. And then whenever they'd come back, they'd say, oh, they married, and then they'd get somebody from England and bring them to, and then they would throw them over. So it was turning into something that was getting really, dark.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I guess you could say dark. How can you say it?
Dark works.
Yeah. It was like so perverted in what he learned. Yeah.
I mean, because there was stories about things like that in this life.
Yeah.
This one young lady had a 4-hour attack from Armie, and then there was that was Effie, and then there was other stories.
Yeah, that poor girl.
Yeah, and then there was other stories about cages and chairs and things that were selling torture devices. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because it's sort of, to me, it sounds like they resonated. They had this cell memory from this other lifetime that they brought into this lifetime.
But like, Michael would see what Armand did and what his father did, right? Because was Armand his father? Was Michael's father?
Was
His
Michael's grandfather.
But they saw things when they were young that no child should see. They had parties, they had, orgy stuff, and they were little. And even Armie was introduced to that from his dad.
Right.
So to them, it's like, well, that's what my dad did, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, Roxanne, don't be dizzy. Purple light. Yeah.
Wow.
So what were people saying? Purple blaze. Look at the actions, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
Hi, Chanel.
The similarities there because of this this technique thing with the ropes in this life. What he was talking about was he was into this Japanese rope thing, and it sounds like it's cell memory from that lifetime.
Yeah, I don't know if they used ropes. I don't know if they even had ropes,
but it's just the point of cell memory is what it is.
Yeah.
So, Vera, were the women in that life?
Yeah, they were the geisha.
And now it's their turn to overcome this. I mean,
and they will.
And they will, and they are.
Yeah.
They are.
I hope they're not paying attention to the social media, because those are just cowards that do that.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
It takes strength to do what they did, to come forward. Now, will anything come of it? They're very powerful. They have they had lots of money.
Right.
Yeah. I think Michael kind of got rid of it all.
Well, you know what? Everything comes out in the
Boomerang.
wash eventually.
Yeah.
There's that karmic boomerang, and it eventually catches up.
Yep.
Wow. What a story.
Very wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Bad wicked.
Well, I'm happy for the women.
Yeah.
Not happy for the women, but I'm saying at this point, so that they were able to reveal what's happened, because in that lifetime there was no revelation, that there was nobody knew.
Yeah.
So
And all of this was going on, and still, I don't know what movie company allowed Armie to still be in a movie when all this was already coming out. And look what they did to Johnny Depp. They took away, and he didn't do half the things that Armie's doing. Wow. I mean, not even any of the things.
Of course. Yeah. I know what you mean.
So, I don't know.
Right. Wow.
Maybe his father, they have things on people, because that's what they used to like to do. And I think the Armand's father was the one that used to, or it was Armand that used to blackmail people. He used to have them talk about different things they did, and then he would use it to get money out of them. Yeah.
And to to basically end this on a positive for us in a spiritual sense, is that I did want to share something that Angus told us once through Vera, is that they will never have, you know, entities like that will never have what we have.
Right.
And that's an amazing thing for us to know, because when, you know, we have love because we give love. We have loyalty because we give loyalty. We have connections and friendships and kindred love that lasts forever.
Right.
I mean, for all of eternity, because we take that with us into the next life. And that's the beautiful thing about it. And that's the strength and the light, the beauty, the grace that those women have, that they take with them and carry with them forward.
Yeah, exactly. And some of them are not going to have the justice that they deserve.
Right.
Like Effie. It was already dismissed.
Right.
So, you know, but they can have it from all of us.
Exactly.
You know, giving them good energy back.
Right.
Purple light them.
Exactly. I mean, look at Johnny. He knew, Johnny Depp, that he has the power of the people behind him. That was one of the things that he had mentioned, was that he knows the people are with him,
Right.
no matter what. And that's huge for any of us that's going through something.
Oh, yeah.
And that other people understand and know us.
Yeah.
So, pretty
Cool.
pretty intense. Okay. Moving on. Yes. All right. So, we have a special day today. It is a past life birthmark super chat.
Yeah.
And so we have a little explanation here about our super chat. And let's...
And this is the last time you'll see it on our show.
On our
It's
show.
going to be somewhere else where you can go look at it.
Yes. So we'll take
Because it's a little long. So we can talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have Super Chat to support our channel, keeping us on the air. And it's a way for you to ask us spiritual questions.
Angel and so on.
So let's say you want to know about your soul color. First, tap or click on the money icon located on the side of where you type in your comments. Choose Super Chat, and a highlighted box will appear. You can change the amount you're not. You can change the amount you're able to send by moving the adjustment button. Add your question and hit buy and send. Your question will now appear highlighted in the live chat, and we will answer your question during our live show.
Yes, we will. And you can send any amount of money that you would like when you ask a question through Super Chat. But just to give you an idea, here are some suggested amounts. For personal psychic questions, the suggested minimum would be $19.99.
US dollars.
Yes, thank you. The questions that can be answered in a short amount of time, like soul color, tone, and your name on the other side, the suggested amount starts from $9.99. US dollars. There you go. We will do our best. Please be aware, there may be some questions we can't get to during our live shows, but we will include your question in an upcoming episode.
We will include your answer.
Oh, yes, that too.
The question and the answer. Okay, so we'd love to get many different kinds of spiritual questions, and we will try our best to answer them. But there are some that we would like to avoid in order to maintain a safe and orderly environment for everyone.
No, that's like... Okay, Vera, it's going to be no full readings or follow-up questions through Super Chat. We'd like to keep our Super Chat questions brief so we can get to as many questions as possible. And if you'd like to have a full reading, please book an appointment with Vera on our website, SELovesyou.com.
Be specific. The more specific the question, the more specific the answer. Instead of a birthmark on my hip, describe the shape, placement, and color.
and also no lotto numbers, missing persons, or homicide case questions.
That's good.
Yeah. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please tap or click on the subscriber button below. Then you will be able to ask your question via Super Chat.
Now, if you have any questions regarding the above, please feel free to ask us in the chat or in the comments, and we or our moderator, Sammy, will answer your Super Chat related questions right away, or as soon as we can.
Enjoy!
Yay! That's what should be highlighted too when they say it.
Okay, there we are. We're back.
Yay!
we're sitting here watching with
I know.
you guys. All right. So, okay, Vera.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there was a question or two that came in
Correct.
about past life birthmarks.
Mm-hmm.
And I know one of our fabulous Soul Tribe friends from last week, and then there she is,
Anna.
Anna LJ. I have several birthmarks, and I was wondering what the speckled sort of fish-shaped one on my right calf means.
Okay, so that one is a lifetime that you walked with Jesus, and you know how he had that group. What would you call them? Well, I guess group that would follow him around to different lectures and help out. It would be like Sylvia going to a lecture and then helping in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was actually at the one where it was said that Jesus turned water into wine and that he made fish multiply or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, so she was there for that. But there was like other legitimate miracles that happened during his lectures that she was privy to. Now, the one with the water to wine, you know, he just had a lot of wealthy friends, and he was wealthy himself.
Right.
So he had it all brought in. He brought the fish in
and
to help the people.
Local friend, merchant, had more wine.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so, but you know, he did do all that. So you were privy to all that kind of stuff. And the reason why, and I don't know, you may not be Christian in this life, but you still keep the same morals and things that you learn from that religion in different lifetimes, even if you're something else.
Right.
Yeah, so the morals are still the same kind of thing. So the reminder is that you know for a fact miracles can happen, because he did heal people. He really did. So that was awesome. And it's to follow your bliss, to follow your passion like Jesus did, even when it was dangerous for him to do so. I'm not saying that for you to do dangerous things, but you know that you can follow your passion and things will culminate from that. Thoughts are things. We've always said that.
Absolutely true.
Yeah, so it was, you were walking with Jesus. Because sometimes the fish thing does not represent Christianity, but yours did.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's really special.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see if Anna has some memory to the Jesus.
Yeah,
You know,
that would be
different
cool.
things about that time and place.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you would like to share, Anna, we'd love to hear. Just comment or let
And
us know.
you were not afraid to die in that lifetime.
Oh, for her
That was one of the
dreams.
gifts that Jesus gave everyone, that there was something else, you know, kind of thing. Even
That's
though
awesome.
they still had the gods and all that, but still it was, he gave them more peace in terms of that kind of situation. So, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
What an awesome
I
life.
know.
Okay.
And there was somebody else that gave us one of those, a soul triber that was with Jesus. I can't remember who that was. I wonder if it was Stephanie. I can't remember. Anyway.
And that was interesting too because it was on her calf.
Mhm.
So it was like walking.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Don't you love it how our minds, well, not our minds, but our souls, you know, we
Yeah.
place it on our body
Yeah.
specifically for a message.
Exactly. And I think somebody had it on their foot or something. Yeah. I can't remember. Don't quote me.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I think we
Yeah.
talked about that before.
Okay.
All right.
Now, what
Okay.
other spectacular question do we have?
Let's see.
Chrissy.
All right, here we
I
go.
don't know how I let you do this. Take a picture of my fat legs.
That's how I felt.
Yeah,
when I
right.
saw a picture of my legs. Okay, so we have to tell you guys, this is really cool. Vera has identical birthmarks on her knees.
On both feet.
Both of her
Both of-
knees.
yeah.
And there are 4 moles on both kneecaps. Okay. Now I have identical birthmarks on my thighs, and it's 4. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's kind of don't make me laugh. Okay.
Oh my god. It looks alright.
Okay. So, as you can tell,
See, 1, 2,
there's
3,
4
4. Yeah.
moles on each of my thighs. Okay, let's go to the next picture.
Yeah.
Okay, and then on Vera's knees,
4.
there's exactly.
4.
Oh, there was 3 on mine, and there's 4 on Vera's.
Right.
Okay. Oh, we got through it. Okay. Okay. So we won't have to go back to those pictures
Chrissy
any
goes,
longer.
does it look pornographic? I go, oh no. He did it.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
that bad, I guess.
No. Connect the dots is
Okay,
right.
So, yeah.
Constellations, yes.
Okay, so
the word I
that's-
was trying to think of.
So, obviously, when I discovered that I had those, I was like, oh my gosh, Vera, I was wondering about if I had a past life, you know. And then when Vera found that she had those on her knees, I was blown away.
Yeah.
So, I feel like I'm really hot right
I
now.
know, me too.
We're in the hot seat. Okay, did you pick up on a past life? Vera?
Yeah, it was one of our most spiritual lifetimes. But it's actually what those are is directions to, like, Chrissy's planet on mine. So whatever Chrissy's planet, that was the directions that I used to go to your planet. And then yours would be to my planet. And I don't know why they don't match, because I don't know why, but mine was directly to yours and yours was directly to my planet. So that's what I got when you would, visit. Yeah, and it's a reminder that we will always find our way.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it the same lifetime? Or did we live
Yes.
on... So we were just living on different planets and we would travel.
Yeah. And Lemuria is still involved in that somehow. I don't know if we would go to Lemuria too, but we also had a life on Lemuria that we would go to different planets. So, but there was that spiritual DNA that we still had from that previous lifetime to Lemuria.
Wow.
And then the next lifetime we had all that spiritual DNA from Lemuria and that planet for that. What was that one? Was it we had another planet life.
And you mean the Native American
Yes.
one? Yeah.
Mhm.
That one, you were in life and
Mhm.
I would come and visit
Yeah.
you. Oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
that was to bring messages from Angus,
Right.
who was a teacher on another planet,
Mhm.
and he was getting messages.
I know this sounds so wacky.
It does sound wacky, but
But-
that's one of the things that the other side was saying, that science
Yeah,
fiction
you were.
movies like Star Trek and so forth are a lot more closer to reality than what people think. Not in the sense of lizard-looking people or giant weird creatures. It's just that, I mean, if we think about the vastness of space and
Yeah.
universes and galaxies,
Mhm.
it would be kind of like unimaginable to think that we are the only planet that has some type of, human
Yeah.
life. And so,
Thank you, Stephanie.
yeah, it
Lindsay,
is
we were just talking about
fascinating.
you. Yay, how are you doing?
Oh yeah, hi Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glad
I
to
love sci-fi
be
too.
Back. Yes. But that's so interesting because it's a lot more realistic than what we're led to believe.
Right.
So, yeah, we were just talking about you, Lynn. That's cool. Are you getting something?
Yeah, I'm just reading.
Okay. That's really cool, though, that I just think it's neat, too. Because, 4 and 3.
Yeah.
That's so
But I still
interesting.
wonder why we don't have the same amount. We were on different planets, so I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, you're number 3 and my number 4. So it's kind of like interesting, isn't it? Because this is 4, that's where mine
Oh,
is,
that's
and
your
then
number,
3,
yeah.
and that's where you were.
Yeah, maybe.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
It's so interesting because then it makes a lot of us start looking at our birthmarks and moles in a different
I'll
way.
ask Angus.
Good, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea. Add it to the list. Okay.
Oh, look at. You're right. He said Angus has something to do with these birthmarks. He thinks too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah.
All right. Vera, was there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
No. But I want to know from Roxanne maybe later about what she said on there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
All right. So to be continued.
He's saying something like,
Did you send the photo? Or did you see the photo? The first photo
of an
of an
eggplant?
exoplanet.
Oh, no.
No, I haven't seen it.
No.
We have not seen that yet. That'll be interesting, though. We have to check it out after the show.
He's saying because we're on different planets, it's different directions, but it's to the same place. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. It's like if we were
You're
map
from a different
questing.
area. Yeah,
that makes sense. If we're
okay.
map questing, it would be different directions. that
Yeah,
we're going
but
to.
the same. Yeah, okay, got it. All right.
Thinking outside the box.
There you go.
All right.
Well, we should have a little class on Lemuria, huh?
That would be really cool.
That would be awesome.
We'll have to put that in the books.
Or when we
Schedule.
have a retreat in
In Hawaii.
we could do one there.
That's a great idea because it used to be
That's what some say.
Lemuria.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's a great idea. Like that. All
We
right.
will do that.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today.
And thank you, John, for not making noise. Oh my God.
And we love you all. And Vera?
Journey with us.